Hi guys, this is Chris Reimer, author of the book Happywork. Welcome to episode 14 of Happywork TV. Today I want to talk about commitment number 12 in the list of commitments that are in this document, Venori Inc.'s Happywork Agreement. This again being a very last-ditch effort by the president and my trusty consultant Sam Maslow to shoehorn happiness and fulfillment into this workplace, Venori Inc., that so sorely needs it. They take this agreement and they superimpose it over their business, and without giving the ending away, it works out pretty well. I was the author, I made it so. Anyway, the next commitment in this section, which is called Respect for the Work Process, this is the last one in this section where the employer or the manager is making a commitment to their employees. Next, we're going to get into the employees and what they are going to commit back to their employers, which I think is very interesting. Trying to be fair here. But here's the last one. So this is an owner or a manager speaking to their people. I will keep in mind that my employees may not be as excited about the organization as I am. This is natural, as this business is my dream and not necessarily theirs. So there's a couple things in play here. One, there's just internal drive. You know some people where, the glass is half full for them. You know people where the glass is half empty. You know people whose glass is completely empty, but it had been filled with spoiled milk and they drank it and they're sick and now the world is, you know people like that. And so here we're talking first, I think, about internal drive. You can have someone who's not an owner or manager coming to work just incredibly excited, almost annoyingly excited, smiling and happy to be there, which is great. I want more of those people surrounding me. And you can obviously find owners who are the same, who come in every day, who start early and work late. Workaholic, again, can be kind of an ugly term, and I hate to see when people devote all of their lives to just this one small aspect of the user experience that we would call human life, but people sometimes do. They have a dream, they are driven to succeed, they've maybe invested all of their money, and so they're super interested, obviously, in making this venture of theirs work. On the flip side, you can have employees who come in and are lazy, lackadaisical, don't care too much, just there for the paycheck, not getting paid to think, all of that. And you can have owners and managers who are like that too. And I've worked at businesses where, paradoxically, if that's a word, they'd come to work, but they didn't really seem to be terribly invested in making it a success. So it was paying the bills, so to speak, maybe even paying the bonuses, but the business was just kind of coasting. Anyway, here what I'm trying to address is the idea that owners will come to work potentially with a slightly different work ethic than the people who work for them. And I want to posit the theory that this is natural. If I go to a job where I am a middle manager, an entry-level worker, it is unrealistic to expect that that person will be as spiritually devoted to the job and the success at the job than the owner is. It just doesn't make any sense to expect that out of them. What happens when you do expect that out of your people? You can offend them, they can get burned out, they can leave because they don't feel like you're listening, that they don't feel like you're being fair to them. Hopefully, if you are interested in having an entry-level worker be that excited, you will cross-train them and you will coach them up. You will send them to seminars so they can just, improve their overall knowledge base. Hopefully you will let them go and volunteer and be well-rounded people and all of this. So hopefully if you are that driven, you'll realize that having great employees is going to be the key to you, Mr. Owner or Mrs. Manager, being a success, and you'll help them out. But I put this in here just to remind owners and managers that you are sitting in a completely different seat on the bus than the people who work for you. And yes, Jim Collins' book, Good to Great, if there was one good thing that came out of it, was this seats on the bus analogy. There are seats on the bus. Not everyone is crammed into the same seat. Those seats have roles, and you want the right people sitting in the right seats on the bus. Hopefully, as an owner or a manager, you're up front and you're driving. If you are an entry-level worker, Hopefully you're not up front driving. Have you ever worked in a place where the people who truly ran the organization were not the owners or managers, and it wasn't even close? Scary place to be. I've been there once. So in this case, I just leave this as a reminder to owners and managers that you come to work potentially for a much different reason than the people who work for you. You may have a stronger purpose in being there than the people who work for you. And honestly, I just want to remind you that that's natural. And if you're up to it, try to explain to people why you're asking them to do what you're asking them to do. You might find that you are providing them a purpose in their job, and you may end up bringing them in a little closer to you as far as level of ambition. You may find that you get people buying into what you are trying to do. You may have people working late even though you didn't ask them to. But until you make that effort, you simply cannot expect people to be as excited about your business as you are. It's just not natural. This has been episode 14 of Happywork TV. Please, if you wouldn't mind, subscribe to this blog if you haven't already. There is a link somewhere on the front where you can provide your email address, and these episodes will appear in your inbox automatically at 8 a.m. the day following the day that I post them. And for anyone who's been watching all of these episodes, again, I just want to thank you. It means a great deal to me. This book is a life's dream, and it comes out in just about 90 days or so. If you would consider pre-ordering one or a few, I would appreciate it. I will see you in the next episode, episode 15. Peace.